we just entered for a sell position right here. Obviously, I wanted to enter for a buy right here because I was betting that the internal order flow was actually shifting bullish. But then I realized that this was not a liquidity sweep. This was actually a market shift, right? Because price actually used the available liquidity below this low to fuel the pullback right here. But then there was insufficient demand in the market for price to continue going upwards. So as a result, price started collapsing, all right? So this is where price later on came down, creating like a fractal break of structure, which is validating this market shift itself. And that's what got me sold on entering for a sell position, right? Because now I know that the entire structure has shifted bearish. Okay, this means that there is more room for price to drop, potentially even coming down to this next 5-minute supply, 5-minute demand that we have all the way down here. And that's what I'm betting on, right? I'm betting that price is just going to continue dropping because you can see there's such a smooth price action to the upside right here, and whatever goes up will eventually come down, right? So yeah, I'm just betting on that. And bear in mind that we also saw price sweeping a little bit of liquidity above this high here as well, right? So my only concern is that, price might come up to mitigate this previous supply zone that sub liquidity before going down even further if it needs more liquidity. If not, we are good. Price is just going to collapse to the downside in no time, and we're going to be walking away a very rich man. Let's go! Let's go! Just a little bit more, man. Just a little bit more. All right, so yeah, you can see pretty nice price action today. Quite smooth. Price is just slowly trickling down. And it's really because of the fact that on the left hand side right here, you can see price is just going up, which means that when price fall, it's just going to fall just as fast as it did to go up, or rather much more faster than it did to go up because of gravity. Yes, gravity works in the market as well. But yeah, if you look at the left hand side, there's not much resistance that is like preventing price from falling, right? Because over here is just efficient price action, very corrective price action. There is no like deep pullback just like this before price goes up, right? The last time that has happened was all the way down here at this next 1 minute, this 5-minute demand zone right here. And that is exactly why I placed my TP there as well, right? Because I'm betting on the fact that price is just going to make a minor correction here and there, right? But slowly it's going to trickle down to our TP. As simple as that. Well, that was like really, really fast. Price is all the way down here already. And I'm about to head off to my coaching call itself. So I'm going to catch you guys soon. And hopefully before the coaching call, actually no. I know for a fact that price is going to hit my TP before the coaching call. Right? So I'm just going to chill out, right? Chill out. Just gonna trust the process and let's see how this trade goes, because we all know that it's gonna end up hitting TP, right? It's gonna end up hitting TP. I'm not gonna jinx it, all right? Anyways, let's just chill, all right? Let's just chill. Let's just trust the process. Holy shit, it's coming down real fast, man. I think it's gonna hit TP before I even go to my coaching call. What the fuck? Yo, what the hell? All right, looks like we're about to hit TP soon. Man. All right. Come on, just inch it, man. It's like I have 6 more minutes till my coaching course starts with the 1% club students. Cool? No? Alright, fuck it. Let me just... Oh, there we go. Slowly inching it, yeah? Edging, yeah. Alright. We better hit it. Hell nah. Come on now. Bro, is there chance for price to go down even further? Let me see. I don't want to negotiate with the market, right? But let me see if there's chances for price to go down even further. Right, because if you look at this, we are pretty much completing the next cycle of the bearish move to the downside, right? This is the new lower high for price to potentially have the next leg to the downside coming into this area right here. So there's a chance for price to go down even further, right? If it wants to. But yeah, this is just a low scalp, right? 1 to 3R. I'm good with this. Just get me the hell out of this area right here. And I'm good, bro. Price can continue to drop however much as it wants, right? Yeah, let me see. Okay, you know what? Let's just not be a greedy fucker, okay? Let's just get the fuck out soon. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! We out! We out of the trade! Yes, sir! We finally out of the trade! Yes, sir! Well done, Brett. Well done, Brett. Alright. We good. We good on this trade itself, man. I'm gonna share with you guys like the profits right after my coaching call, because it's about to start in 1 minute. Alright, so I'll talk to you guys soon. Boom! There you have it, guys. Quick little shot on GJ. That was pretty fast. Made about 132.8k this time round. Right, quick little scalp right here. Nothing too crazy. Obviously the goat is back. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I thought it'd be pretty cool if you come and journal with Daddy Brad itself, right? So I'm going to showcase how I personally journal my trade on Edgeflow. You can see it's a win right here, and a win, I like to, get into a good mood, call this calls for celebration. So I like to usually start off by drinking some tea. Okay, gotta get in the zone, get into Zen mode. This is not tea, this is actually water, but you know the vibes. So sit down here, get into the mood, get in the mood of gratitude, right? Really feel grateful for the market. Thank you, Mr. Market. Thank you, Brad, for showing up and executing the plan. Thank you for saying fuck your feelings, right? So that's what I do first, right? Get into the state. You gotta be excited to actually journal, right? That's always gonna be the first thing. Always get excited, because if you start to think like, oh, this is the boring shit that I have to do, I got to do, then you are not going to enjoy trading, okay? You are just going to have a long, arduous journey, which you're going to hate it when you have to journal after a loss or after a win. Instead, get in the state of gratitude, of joy, compassion, right? Really feel that emotion. Yes, it's not I got to journal. No, it's I get to journal. I get to journal my loss after losing 100K so that I can learn from it and eventually I don't commit the same mistake again. I get to journal my win so that I can learn more about how I can repeat this win in the future. I get to do it. You can see the shift in vocabulary going from I got to I get to. Huge shift in your state. And yeah, they come in here. This is where I'll upload my chart screenshot, right? You can see right here, beautiful little chart screenshot. Caught my little snipe right here. Obviously, price continued going down just like we expected it to go down. But, it is what it is, right? Trade the plan since you plan the trade, Brad, right? No point trying to trade outside of the trade plan. My trade plan says I can target this next 5 minutes demand. Okay, there it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so did I follow my plan? Obviously, right? Why else do you think I win that trade itself? What plan did I follow? I followed the daily bias plan, all right? Let me just show you what it looks like in Edgeflow, right? So this is the daily bias plan right here. What a lovely plan, man. What a lovely plan. Thank you, plan. Thank you, Mr. Plan. Did I follow this? Obviously, mark higher time frame range and premium discount. Yes, before I actually executed the trade plan. Mark liquidity. Yes. Decide continuation versus pullback. This was a continuation. Pick one opposing target. Right, it was at this next demand zone. Define invalidation. My bias is wrong if price actually took out that last lower high that we have marked up right here. So yes, we did follow the goddamn plan. So I can come back here and just confidently say that I did follow my trade plan. What's the next step, Daddy Brad? Well, glad you asked, right? Next, I actually fill up my entry confluences, right? So in this particular case, I'm asking myself, what is my entry confluences? Why did I actually enter for the trade itself? Well, there was market shift that confirmed to me that price was actually shifting bearish. And after the market shift, there was price sweeping liquidity above this high right here, right? So in this case, my entry confirmed was liquidity shift, and also there was a lower time frame point of interest, mitigation, and then also a market shift, right? As simple as that, right? Just tag the entry confluences beautifully just like this. I managed this trade via set and forget, right? Mistakes that I committed on this trade itself. Every single win, there's something they could do better, right? That is why we journal. We want to get more awareness over our shortcomings, right? So that we can improve in the next trade itself. So looking at this right here, the best point of entry will probably be somewhere around here, right? Like literally right here. So this is where my mistakes could be, entered a little bit too late, right? A little bit too late. But the thing is, I was also kind of like waiting for confirmation before I actually enter for the trade, right? So late is kind of subjective, right? Because this is where, price actually did give sufficient bearish momentum in the market to tell me that price is indeed going bearish, and yes, also took out like this market shift. And it also gave me like an internal break of structure to the downside to validate this market shift, right? So I'll say like, honestly, late is subjective. I'll say this is still a decent trade. I'll say like the reason why I said I entered a little bit too late is because I wanted to get like a much more tighter stop loss, but honestly, not trying to be like a narcissist whatsoever, but I really feel like I entered right there because I was waiting for confirmation. So is there any other mistakes that I commit? No, not really. I'm just that good, Cool. Let's move on to the next step. Just kidding. Okay. Obviously, there is areas of improvement. I'm going to take some time after this to actually go and introspect and think about what I could have improved, right? But now I just want to speed run this to show you my entire process. And then this is where I can select my entry emotion and also my exit emotion. All of these could be like selected from the moment you actually enter and exit the trade, right? So if you did do that when you are entering into the trade on Edgeflow. We literally document your emotion, but I forgot to do so. So I'm just gonna do it in retrospect right now. So I was pretty calm. Yeah, I was pretty calm. My exit emotion, I was pretty satisfied. Yep, that's cool. I could say I'm proud as well. I'm actually pretty proud of this trade itself, so because it happened so damn fast. Okay, so this is where it starts getting interesting, right? This is like, to me, the most important part of journaling is to actually write down my reflection on this trade. What went well, what will you do differently next time? Or what went not so well, and how you could have improved next time. So I could either type my reflection down just like this manually, right? Manual label, or if I want to take the easy way, right? And I just don't feel like typing anything because I just feel like relaxing right now. What I could do is to just voice transcribe my reflection, right? This is really cool, huh? This is really cool. Let me show you how it works. So today I entered for a sell position on GPJPY, right? Waited for the internal break of structure to validate the market shift and just plan the trade, entered right after the liquidity sweep, right after lower time frame point of interest mitigation, and it worked out perfectly. My one thing that I can do to improve in the future is probably to ensure that I set my take profit a little bit further, right? Even though, like in this particular case itself, I could have take profit at the next 15-minute demand zone and I could have captured like, let's say, an additional 100K, right? So that's an area of improvement that I could potentially make to my next trade. Cool, thank you. And you can see it's loading right now. Boom, there we go. Wow, look at how accurate this is. This is insane. This is actually insane. I'm actually quite proud of like what I've built, right? Proud, get it? Anyway, so yeah, that's it, right? Obviously, this is not the full reflection. I like to just sit down with a cup of tea and just journal and reflect alone, which is what I'm going to do after this. But that's the entire process itself on how I personally journal my trade, my wins and losses. The goal is to just become more aware. So don't journal for yourself. Journal for your future self. And do it with Edgeflow. Ding ding. Anyways, like we're about to launch Edgeflow, right? By the time this video goes out, we're probably gonna launch in like 1 month from now to the public itself. So make sure you guys grab your spots because it's gonna be sold out as soon as possible. We're gonna launch about 1,000 slits first, right? So make sure you get your spot because this is gonna change the way you trade forever, all right? Remember, Edgeflow is for people who think different and trade different, all right? If you wanna be part of the 1%, go and get Edgeflow. Trade with gut rails, not willpower. Alright, cool. Now it's time for me to do my post-trade meditation, once again in Edgeflow, and just really reset my mental state, let go of the win, let go of the loss, let go of the trade outcome so that I can start fresh tomorrow and just come back and absolutely destroy the markets again. So yeah, if you want to get your hands on Edgeflow, you can go to the link below, www.edgeflow.com, hashtag totally not sponsored by the founder itself. And if it's not out by the time that you're watching this, you can just go and sign up on the waitlist. Link in the description. Ciao.